There we go. Good morning. I was on mute. Come on in. Come on in. Come. Look what I found. A banner. Yes. So it only took me a year of being on StreamYard to figure out how to work some of this stuff. It's all good. It's all in divine timing. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Amy. I see you here. Thank you. Come on in and say hello and let me know you are here live. Or put hashtag replay in the comments if you're watching in the replay. And for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, everyday wonderful soul sisters are coming in to the group. I am Dr. Disha, cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart and founder of the Path to Meditation Mastery and Meditation for Female Physicians. And so we like to meet here Monday through Friday for a healthy breakfast for our souls. What does that mean? So this is really on the premise that we're not human beings looking for a spiritual psychedelic experience. We are actually, in our pure essence, spiritual beings having a human experience. When we look outside ourselves, we watch the news, we watch the drama. Woo! There's a lot of stuff going on. It's the premise of us being actors in the drama of life. Just like Shakespeare says, right? All the world's a stage. All the world is a stage. And it's really from that perspective that we are able to have a little bit of this loving detachment from life. Speaking of, today is Friday. And for those of my students who are here from the Path to Meditation Mastery, spiritual law of the day is your favorite. Whose is it? Go ahead. Put it in the comments. Oh, you know what? I'll even put them in here. Uh-oh. Something fell. What is it? What is it? What is it? What's the law of the day? I know you know. There she goes, Rebecca. Yes, ma'am. The law of detachment. What does that mean? Okay, I'm going to give you an example because I had a patient yesterday. I love my patients are my greatest teachers. Seriously, right, docs? Right? Don't we learn so much from them? It's so much. And so I had a wonderful soul sister because we're all brothers and sisters here, right, on this planet. And she was probably in her 70s. And she was just talking about, everybody comes in talking about, oh, I'm so stressed. I think it's just stress. Oh, my palpitations are stressed. Oh, my chest pain is stress. Oh, stress. Oh, it's just so, the stress is just up to here, right? Everybody talks about this. And so she was talking about how, and I'm like, well, what is it? What is it that's going on for you, right? I mean, because your blood pressure is this, and right? Because these are the signs. These are the outward signs. The blood pressure being high, the heart rate being high, right? And so she says, oh, you know, my children and my grandchildren. And I was like, do you help take care of your grandchildren? She's like, oh, well, they're in their late 20s. And I'm like, oh, right. So I'm sitting here thinking that she's like babysitting her 3-year-old grandchild. No. Her grandchildren are in their late 20s. They're grown adults. And you know, every human has their own trauma, right? We all have our own yellow brick road of life. But she's so, she was just saying how like this one has this issue and that one has that issue and this one has this issue. And I'm like, but they're all grown-ups, right? Like you're not the one who's like primarily responsible for their safety, for their, right? Like, as you know, when we have our children or babies, like we're responsible, you know, for feeding them. And good morning, Facebook user. And And she's like, no. She's like, I just watched them, and oh my God, like this one's making, like, I'm just wondering, this one's 40 years old. When are they going to realize that they can't be doing this? And this one's 35. And when are they going to realize that they need to make different decisions? And this one's 28. And why can't that one? Right? She just went on. Right. And I was like, hold on. I was like, just stop for a second. I was like, is it, I think it's Khalil Gibran, who has that beautiful poem, right? Our children come through us, but they don't belong to us, right? Once they are grown, we're a vessel as mothers, right? They come through us, but each and every individual soul has their own journey and their own life path. And it is impossible for us, and I know all of us know this, but we get so caught up in other people's drama that we think like this beautiful soul was like, I need to save them. I'm like, do you think you're going to save them? Do you think you're going to save them, right? Like you personally, yes, we need to help people. Absolutely. And when our blood pressure starts going up and then we start having physical signs of ailments because we are drawn into multiple people's drama, other people's drama that is driving our cortisol levels up, our epinephrine, our norepinephrine levels up, right? And what does that lead to? Our glucose goes up, our blood pressure goes up, right? All of these things. Next thing you know, you're totally inflamed. You have full-on leaky gut, and you have full-on inflammation in your body, and you have multiple rheumatologic issues as well. Now I have Sjogren's, right? So like it's just like this never-ending cycle of dis-ease, right? That actually does manifest physically. I know all of my physician sisters have seen this. And so so why am I talking about all this? Because she's like, but I love them. I said, yes, but there is a difference between loving someone and being fully attached to them. And sometimes we confuse this. So when we talk about the law of detachment, which is a true virtue and characteristic of the soul, allow yourself and others the freedom to be who they are. Do not force solutions. Allow them to spontaneously emerge. Uncertainty is essential and your path to freedom. And so detachment, right? Or attachment is when we're so consumed with someone else's story that our happiness depends on something external to ourselves to be a certain way. When we are able to use our inherent power of detachment, we can be the observer, the detached observer, and see and witness the drama of life as it's going on. Still give them loving vibrations, but it doesn't mean that our reality has to be consumed and brought down, thereby hurting us further. Because then that is a karma as well, law of karma. So, these are things we go deep into the software of the soul and the laws of karma and all of that kind of stuff in our Path to Meditation Mastery class. And it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there. But what's important to understand is that love does not require someone else to be a certain way. Love, true love, is unconditional, right? Which is, there's nothing you need to do to make me love you more, and there's nothing you could ever do to make me love you less. And loving someone, no matter what they do, is never wrong. It doesn't mean we enable behavior that is sabotaging them or us. It doesn't mean that we allow ourselves to be hurt and abused. It doesn't mean that we don't push somebody out of the, out of the way of the car that's coming towards them because we're detached and we're just observing the scene. No. But love does not require someone to be a certain way for them to have your love. And isn't it true when we look at it from the reverse perspective that all of us want to be loved in that way? I know I want to be loved no matter what. I want to be loved for my quirkiness, for my loud voice or weirdness, right? I want to be loved for my flaws. And I can't expect to be loved that way if I can't love someone else in that way. No, for our children, especially, I feel like that unconditional love concept is really easiest to understand with our children, because even though they are our kids, like they could do anything and we'll still love them. Doesn't mean we have to like what they're doing. Doesn't mean we have to like their choices. But that love is not going to change. And it doesn't mean that they have to act a certain way for us to truly continue to love them. And if we're expressing that, you have to act a certain way and be a certain way or else I'm not going to love you, that's not love, right? That's attachment. And we don't want to be attached in that way, because when we're attached to things, phones, homes, whatever, those things can all be taken away from us. And then we go into deep sorrow. And the only thing that can never be taken away from us, truly, is love. Love doesn't start with birth, and it doesn't end with death. Love doesn't start with birth, and it doesn't end with death. Even if our loved ones are making poor choices that cause their soul to leave their body, it doesn't mean that they no longer exist. This patient of mine had lost her son, right? Hello, good morning, Janelle. This patient of mine had her son's soul had left his body when he was like 30. And I was like, he's still with you. Don't you feel him every day? And she said, I do. I feel like he's right there. I said, exactly. So all of us freaking out about death of whoever is kind of freaking out about a false story, which is the only thing that can't be taken away from us is love. Exactly, Amy, right? So our message for the day, July 29th, all that is required for success is a vision of the destination. The journey itself will reveal the means to take me there. This is so awesome too. So all that is required for success is a vision of the destination. The journey itself will reveal the means to take me there. So many of us have been in situations where we're like, I'm really not happy. I know that I'm not happy. I'm not happy with my partner. I'm not happy in my relationship. I'm not happy in my job. I'm not happy with my health, right? And we sit and swirl in the unhappiness. But this message is saying something so important, and I will give Stacey Martino the credit for introducing me to the idea of having a vision. One of the first things that we learned in relationship development was to create a relationship vision. How do you want your relationship to be? What do you want your work to be like? What is the vision you have for your life? Do you know? Have you thought about it? Have you sat quietly and thought, what is the vision? What do I want? That's why we ask that soul question. All that is required for success is a vision of the destination. You can't hit a target you can't see. So first, you got to figure out, what do I want? What is my deepest desire? What do I want my relationship to look like with so and so? What do I want my work to look like? What do I want my health to look like? Right? The journey itself will reveal the means to take me there. And so that's really releasing the how. So it's important to have a vision of the what we want and the why we want it, and then allow the how. I think we, all of us, including myself, get caught up in the, how are we going to do it? But how are we going to do it? But how are we going to do it? Right? And we swirl. But let's first get clear on what and why. And you'll see every day, step by step, it will come to you. Okay, July 29th, ask and it is given. I mean, you can see that in your life right now, right? All of us and my physician sisters, we all decided that we wanted to become doctors. At some point, it started with a thought. Yesterday, we talked about how every single thing in this world started with a thought. We all had a thought that we want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. And we didn't know. I mean, yes, there is a path, but, I think many of us took a circuitous route. Not all of us got into medical school the first go around. Maybe some of us, took a couple of years off from college and then, had a master's here, a PhD there, wherever, traveled for a little while. Maybe we decided to go to medical school later in life, right? All of us took a different path, but you knew what you wanted. We knew what we wanted. And so that was the first step. Now, maybe it's different. Maybe now that you're a physician, you're like, yeah, I thought I wanted this, but I think there's something different. And so you have to reevaluate that. July 29th, ask and it is given. The more you find something to appreciate, here we go, the better it feels. The better it feels, the more you want to do it. The more you do it, the better it feels. The better it feels, the more you want to do it. The law of attraction assists with the powerful momentum of these positive thoughts and feelings until, this is the best part, with very little time and effort, you will find your heart singing in your joyous alignment with who you really are. What? That is so awesome. So it's totally true. Oh my gosh, look at what Amy's saying. All that is required for success is a vision of the destination. Yes, the journey itself will reveal the means to take me there. And our law of attraction is teaching us one of those means to getting there, which is appreciation. Appreciation, when we're in that state of appreciation, we feel good. And then the more we feel good, the better we feel, the better we feel, more we feel good. And then that vision that we had set so long ago, whoop, voila, there it is. It appears. Things become easy. And it's like the weirdest thing. You don't even realize it. So a small, tiny example of this, at least in my life, is I never lose anything anymore. I don't. And there was a time where I used to wear this necklace that I wore forever. It had like a pendant of it was in gold. I had Ria written in Bengali on one of the pendants. I had an Om. I had my little it's a charm that I got when I was married. And it was a very important necklace to me. And then one day I lost it. And literally it was lost for 7 years. And I thought somebody stole it. It was gone forever. And after I started learning the law of attraction, appreciation, and I kind of stopped perseverating looking for it. And literally it felt like minimal effort, no effort at all. Not even when I was expecting it. I decided to purge one day, cleaning out things, dumped out a old purse that I wanted to give away, like old Splenda packs and crap coming out of it, and chink, falling on the floor. There it was, that necklace. And literally since then, I never lose anything. And maybe that's my vision And I know some of you guys are like, oh, don't jinx it. We don't believe in jinxing. Jinxing is BS. Jinxing is foreboding joy, as Brene Brown calls it. Okay. It doesn't exist. Okay. When we're joyful, that is our truth. I don't lose anything anymore. I know if I can't find it in the moment that I need it, it appears with minimal effort. And it's so fun to see that happen. And I know some of you, if those kinds of experiences have happened to you, please stick them in the comments either now or after we finish meditating, because it's just so fun to see that happen. All righty. It's time. Sorry, talked a little bit longer today, but let's go ahead and meditate. All right. I know. Rebecca's got 1,000 stories. Rebecca, please stick one in the comments later today. Would you please share one of your stories of like, whoop, it just happens. It's so fun. I mean, honestly, Rebecca, I think hearing your stories like just makes me appreciate it even more too. And it just adds to my vibration rising. So, and that's the other part. When we share these stories, we help each other's vibrations go up. It's amazing. All right. Now, let's get comfortable. Wherever you are sitting, close your eyes and visualize your heart in the center of your chest with 2 nostrils, one in the right ventricle, one on the right, one on the right ventricle, one on the left. And imagine those heart nostrils, and let's take a deep breath into our hearts. Breathe out of your heart. Breathe into your heart and really make a conscious effort to conjure up those feelings of joy, appreciation, wonder, love, peace. Breathe in. Breathe out of your heart. And as you breathe out of your heart, you send those vibrations of love, joy, peace, enthusiasm to every cell and organ in your body. Breathe normally. Now we'll ask ourselves the 4 soul questions. Question 1. Who am I? Who am I? Just be. Second question. What do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose? How can I serve myself and others? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. And now rest. Rest in existence. Rest in consciousness. Rest in awareness. Just rest. And as we rest, I'm going to pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. When you're ready, you can slowly start wiggling your fingers and toes. You can flutter open your eyes. Give yourself a big stretch. And bring your palms together to your heart center. And give yourself a little bow of gratitude for coming here today. For a healthy breakfast for your minds and spirits. And from this place, let's give a blast of love and light energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to all the countries on this planet, to every single brother and sister soul on this planet. And then from there, let's give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And then from there, it gets boomeranged right back to us. I'll say namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I am going to put in here. Please put your takeaways in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and share. Have a beautiful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you back here Monday morning. Sending love.